Okay, my dear students, today we'll deal with a science topic. We have actually finished the first two topics. The third topic in the textbook is metals and non-metals. Now comes the question, what are metals? What are non-metals? What the metals are? That which is not a non-metal is a metal. Hmm? Is it right? What the non-metals are? That which is not a metal is a non-metal. That's not a thing there. To know about metals and non-metals, we'll have to go back to the fundamental topic or fundamental thing, that is an element. So what is an element? You already discussed. What is an element? An element, in my opinion, is an independent unit of matter which cannot be split up further by any process. Once again I repeat, an element is an independent unit of matter which cannot be split up further by any process. Why, sir? It is made up of only one kind of matter. Of course, elements are made up of only one kind of matter. More specifically telling, elements are made up of only one kind of atoms. Elements are made up of only one kind of atoms. They cannot be split up further to get anything more. Therefore, it is an independent unit of matter which cannot be split up further by any process that is there. Then, how many elements do you find in nature? So that is very important. There are 92 naturally occurring elements. Again I repeat, there are 92 naturally occurring elements. And we have prepared certain elements in the laboratory. They are referred to as what we call artificial elements. Artificial elements are many, like plutonium. They are about 25, etc., like that. But in all it may be 100 plus. But you must know that there are 92 naturally occurring elements. That's very important. These elements are broadly classified into two groups, namely metals and non-metals. I hope you understood. Elements are broadly classified into metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals, I don't know, if you put them together, you can give a heading that is called elements. Elements are broadly classified into two groups, namely metals and non-metals. Okay, sir. On what basis we are classified? We can classify on different bases, but fundamentally they have got a number of properties. Based on physical and chemical properties, I classify them as which one? Elements, of course, metals and non-metals. Then comes the question, what are the main differences between metals and non-metals? Examples are metal ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತಲು ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಅಡುಗೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ, ಕಿಚನ್ಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ, ಯು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಎ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್. ಕಾಪರ್ ಇದೆ, ಯು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದಟ್. ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದೇರ್, ಆಮ್ ರೈಟ್? ನಿಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಓಲೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ. ಮನೇಲಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬೆಳ್ಳಿ ತಟ್ಟೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್. Like this, you can just see that they are all examples for metals. Non-metals. So, ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್? ನಾವು ಉಸಿರಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇದೆ, ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಇದೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ gaseous elements. Like that, ಫಾಸ್ಫರಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಇದೆ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇದೆ. They are all what we call non-metals. So, I have given a few examples for metals and non-metals. Now, we'll just check up how exactly metals are different from non-metals with respect to physical properties. Physical properties are different now. How are metals different from non-metals? The very first thing now here, let us say, now I have taken here. Metals are sonorous. Very important thing there. Metals are sonorous. So what is sonorous? The sound produced by a metal, the musical sound produced by a metal is referred to as what called sonorous sound. Sonorous sound. It always refers to it always refers to the sound produced by a metal. Sonorous. Non-metals are non-sonorous. Where do you find this property? Metals are sonorous. Because metals are sonorous, your school bell is made up of this particular metal. Alright? ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ಮನೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಪೂಜೆ ಪುರಸ್ಕಾರಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂತ ಬಾರಿಸೋ ಗಂಟೆ. It is made up of metals. Metals are sonorous. They are used there. They produce very high sound of high pitch. That is sonorous sound. And then non-metals are non-sonorous. They are not sonorous. They not produce that musical sound or musical, yes sir. And that's how I say that the first difference between that one, metals are sonorous, non-metals are not sonorous or non-sonorous. The second one, metals are lustrous in nature. What do you mean lustrous? Shining. You know that one. Metals are shining. They have got their own shining. Copper, so shining, you know. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ತಾಮ್ರದ ಪಾತ್ರೆನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ತೊಳೆದು ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಹೊಳೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಪರ್ಪರ ಅಂತ ಹೊಳೆಯುತ್ತೆ. Am I right? And gold is actually, which one has got its own luster. Silver has got its own luster. So, it is metals are what we call, which one? So, which are not, they are lustrous. They have got shining. Whereas non-metals, they don't have this kind of luster, that is non-lustrous. That is the second difference between metal and non-metal. So, metals are lustrous, non-metals are not lustrous. The third one, metals are malleable and ductile in nature. Have it on. That means I am coming to a property of a metal, that is malleability. Next one is ductility. Then comes the question, sir, what is malleability? Malleability is the property of a metal by virtue of which it can be beaten into thin sheets. Metal can be beaten into thin sheets. That's how I can prepare the ornaments, I can prepare the silver plate, etc. Because they are malleable in nature, I can prepare they are malleable means what? They can be beaten in thin sheets. And ductile means they can be drawn into fine wires. Once again, ductility is the property of a metal by virtue of which it can be drawn into fine wires, on account of which you can prepare so many ornaments. So, malleability, ductility property can be used there. You can see that one in making ornaments. Not only that one. Our vessels are made out of metals because they are malleable and ductile in nature. That is another thing there. Coming to non-metals, non-metals are not malleable and they are not ductile. They cannot be beaten into thin sheets. Similarly, they can't be drawn into fine wires, and therefore they are non-ductile and non-malleable. I hope you understood. Once again, malleability, it is a property of a metal by virtue of which it can be beaten into thin sheets. Ductility is the property by virtue of which a metal can be drawn into fine wires. Then coming to the next property. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾನು ತಗೋತೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹಿಂದೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿನೇ ತಗೋತೀನಿ. ನಾನ್ ಲಸ್ಟ್ರಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆ. ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾನ್ ಲಸ್ಟ್ರಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್. ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಸ್ಟ್ರಸ್. ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಗಿದೆ. It is lustrous. Iodine is a violet crystal which is lustrous in nature. Iodine is a non-metal. Therefore, exception ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Though iodine is a non-metal, it is a lustrous non-metal, you must understand. I hope you understand. Next one, I come to which one? Conductors and of electricity and heat. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Metals as a rule are good conductors of heat and electricity. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. That is how you make use of copper cables. ಯಾವುದು ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವೈರಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸೋದು ಯಾವುದು ಕಾಪರು. ಯಾಕೆ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆ? Copper is a good conductor of heat. So, it is a good conductor. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, and therefore they are made use of this one. ಅರ್ಥಾಗ ಬಾಯ್ಲರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣೋದು ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಆರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೀಟ್. ಕಾಪರ್ ಕೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವೈರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ. In general, metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity. And once again with one exception, carbon barte. Carbon is a non-metal. Carbon has got many allotropic forms. Main ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್ ತಗೋತೀನಿ ನಾನು. That is ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಮುಂದೆ ತಗೋತೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ. ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ, ವೇರ್ ಆಸ್ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್. ಯಾವುದದು? ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್. ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ. On account of which electrodes are made of graphite. Electrodes to conduct electricity, they are made up of which one? Graphite. And similarly, it's made up of ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ನಾವು what we just make use of this one to make crucibles. To make crucibles, we make use of graphite. Graphite crucibles ಇದೆ because they are good conductors of heat. They can withstand very high temperature without being melted. ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಹೇಳೋದು, ಪೋರ್ಸಿಲೈನ್ ವೇಸಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಟ್ಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇದು ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಹೈ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ರೂಸಿಬಲ್ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್, ದೋ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹೈ melting point and boiling point. You know that one. Metals certainly have high melting point and boiling point, whereas non-metals have low melting point and boiling point. ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ತೊಗೊಂಡಾಗ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಒಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ 5 main differences between metals and non-metals, that is physical properties. Once again I go through it. Metals are what? Metals are sonorous and non-metals are non-sonorous. Metals are lustrous in nature, non-metals are non-lustrous. Metals are malleable and ductile in nature, non-metals are non-malleable and ductile in nature. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, whereas non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity. The last one here is Metals have high boiling point and melting point, whereas uh, non-metals have low melting point and boiling point, with exceptions like helium. I don't want to stop at that stage. I'll go to some special properties with certain elements. It may be a metal or it may be a non-metal. To start with, I have just taken carbon. I've already talked about carbon, that is about graphite. It is a good conductor of heat and electricity because though it is a non-metal. Though it is a non-metal, it is a good conductor of heat and electricity. And then that's how they make use of that ಅದನ್ನ electrodes ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. Graphite is used to make electrodes. Why ಅಂದರೆ it is a good conductor of electricity. Graphite is used to make crucibles that withstand high temperatures ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ because it is a good conductor of heat ಅಂತ ಬರೀರಿ. And then I take iodine. What is the specialty of iodine? I have already told you. Metals are lustrous in nature. Iodine is a non-metal. It has got lustrous. It has got luster. So iodine is lustrous. So all one exception bantu. Therefore iodine an exception amake ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. And similarly I have taken mercury. ಯಾಕೆ mercury ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡೆ? When I say something about a metal, metals generally exist in the solid state with exception here. Mercury exists in which one? Liquid state. Not only mercury, there are two other metals. One is gallium and that is cesium. Gallium and cesium ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ತೋಡೋದು mercury. Usually ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. Mercury is a liquid metal. And ನೀವು cesium ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. And ಯಾವುದು what is the other one? Gallium ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಏನದು? They are again metals. ಎರಡು metals ಇವು. ಅವೇನಪ್ಪ? They have got low melting point. Very important ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಗಿದೆ. Metals have high melting point ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, boiling point ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. But here these two metals, ಯಾವುದು gallium and cesium, have low melting point. Have low melting point ಅಂದರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪಾಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. It melts at room temperature. They melt at room temperature only. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಂಥ ಲೋ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಅವು ಮೆಟಲ್ಸು. ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ general properties. Generally speaking, metals have high boiling point. Metals, of course, boiling point have melting point, with exception with respect to cesium and gallium. Though they are liquid metals. And then I take exception again. Sodium and potassium ನಾನು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆ? Sodium, potassium are very active metals. Potassium number 1, sodium activity over potassium number 1, sodium ಎರಡನೇದು. But sodium and potassium are equally, they are very active metals. ಯಾವ ಥರ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, they can't be exposed to atmospheric air at all. That means I can't store them in bottles. I can't store them. Why, sir? They readily react with the oxygen present in the atmosphere and they catch fire and burn to form their respective oxides. Sodium oxide, potassium oxide and ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ I can't just keep them like that only. Then ಹಾಗಾದರೆ sodium, potassium and ಹೇಗಿರೋದು ಸರ್? They are protected under kerosene. Sir, water ಇರಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? My God. Sodium and potassium violently react with water. ಮುಂದೆ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಅದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. Sodium and potassium cannot be stored under water, but they are stored under kerosene. They are stored under kerosene. They do not react, and kerosene protects it. Could you follow? As a protective liquid, I use kerosene. They are kept stored under kerosene oil. Oil ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು, kerosene, because kerosene is not an oil at all. It is a petroleum product. ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸೀಮೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಅನ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ತಪ್ಪದು. It is all right, but in Canada it is called ಸೀಮೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ only. But kerosene ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Don't use kerosene oil because kerosene is a petroleum product. It is not an oil. It is a hydrocarbon. Okay, sir. Then I just take sodium, potassium. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, sodium and potassium are very, very, very soft, including lithium. They are very soft metals. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, they can be cut by a knife. Sodium and potassium can be cut by a knife. ಕಾಪನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ಆಗಲ್ಲ. They are very hard in nature. Metals are generally hard in nature. and you can't cut them by knife. But here, sodium and potassium can be cut with a knife. They are so soft. ಇದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಪೊಟ್ಯಾಷಿಯಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. And then, what is specialty about which is magnesium and aluminum? They are also active metals, but they are not so active as sodium and potassium. Magnesium and aluminum are also active metals. When they are exposed to air for a long interval of time, a thin magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. A thin layer of magnesium oxide is formed on the surface of magnesium. See that? And it acts as a protective layer. Similarly, aluminum is very upayoga. Aluminum also, if you expose it for a long interval of time, it reacts with oxygen for aluminum oxide, a thin coating. It acts as a protective layer for aluminum. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ರಿಬ್ಬನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಒನ್. ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ರಿಬ್ಬನನ್ನು ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್, ಆ ರಿಬ್ಬನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ರಬ್ ದ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪೇಪರ್. ವೈ? ಆನ್ ದ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ magnesium oxide is already formed, a thin layer. You can't just, suppose heat it, it will not catch fire. Why is it that it does not catch fire? Because a thin layer of magnesium oxide is formed, you have to remove it. How to remove it? By what shall I say, sandpaper tondo, by rubbing the surface with which one? Sandpaper, you can remove the layer of magnesium oxide, and then you heat it, it will catch fire and burn. Even then, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸು ಬರ್ನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಬರ್ನ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಒಂಥರ. ಯಾವ ಮೆಟಲ್ಲು ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಥರ ಬರ್ನ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಏನು ಸರ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಸರ್? ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಬರ್ನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ರಿಲಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಮನ್ನು ನಾನು ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ರೇಟರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನು. ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಹೀಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಏರ್, ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬರ್ನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ರಿಲಿಯನ್ಸಿ. ಆ ಬ್ರಿಲಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಬ್ಲೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ರಿಲಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀನಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಕಣ್ಣು ಕುಕ್ಕುವ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ರಿಬ್ಬನ್ನ ಬರ್ನ್ ಆದಾಗ ಮುಂದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಸೀನು ಮೊಸ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ರಿಲಿಯನ್ಸಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯಾರೊಳಗಡೆ ನಾವು ಪಟಾಕಿಗಳು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ ನಾವು. ಆಮ್ ರೈಟ್? ಇನ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕರ್ಸ್ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. So, magnesium, one special property, when heated, it catches fire and burns with blinding brilliancy. And then, coming to some other, let us say, uranium, radium, plutonium, thorium, all these metals have got their own special property. They are referred to as what you call radioactive elements. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ರೇಡಿಯೋಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ರೇಡಿಯೋಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕ್ಯೂರಿ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಯುರೇನಿಯಂ, ರೇಡಿಯಂ, ಥೋರಿಯಂ, plutonium, they are all what you call radioactive metals. Of them, you must know that uranium and plutonium are specially used in which one? Where do you use it? First one, in the atomic reactors. Peaceful use ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. Atomic reactor. In the atomic reactor, or using atomic reactors, we make use of radioisotopes. Very useful. ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಆ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಐಸೋಟೋಪ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ, ಫಾರ್ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಕೋಬಾಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ನ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯೂರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ ದ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋಬಾಲ್ಟ್ 60 ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಒನ್. Uranium is used there in atomic reactors. Uranium, because it is a radioactive metal. As bitre plutonium can also be used. ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾವುದು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಮೆಟಲ್ಸು ಯಾವುದು ರೇಡಿಯಮ್ಮು, ಥೋರಿಯಮ್ಮು, ಪ್ಲುಟೋನಿಯಮ್ಮು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. Very highly dangerous. I think know that they just give off alpha, beta, gamma radiations which are very highly, of course, reactive, and you can't simply expose yourself to that one. I hope you understand. So I just to talk to you about which one. Another important use is for it is also used in atomic bomb. Atomic bomb ಅನ್ನ manufacture ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we make use of which one? Uranium is used. Uranium is used in the preparation of atomic bomb. ಅದು ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಯ್ದ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯೂಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅದರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್, ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟಿನಮ್. ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟಿನಮ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ನೋಬಲ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್. ಏನು ಸರ್ ನೋಬಲ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ? ನೋಬಲ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೋಸ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ which are not chemically reactive. They are unaffected by acids and alkalis. Chemicals, they are stable towards chemicals. And those metals that are stable towards chemicals, they are referred to as what called noble metals. Yadu sir, gold and platinum are which one? Noble metals. Adrinlene, they are highly useful. ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟಿನಮ್ ಇಂದ ಇವತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಆರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ನಾವು ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟಿನಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಸರ್? ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅನ್ಅಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ನಾವು ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಉಂಗುರ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಆ ಉಂಗುರ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಏನೂ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಿಚನ್ ದೇರ್. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ಅಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್. Therefore, highly useful. So, you must know that they are referred to as what you call noble metals. Noble metals are those metals, that is gold and platinum, they are unaffected by chemicals, therefore they are referred to as noble metals. And they are available in nature like that only in the natural state. Gold is available as gold, platinum is available as platinum. So, gold and platinum, very important. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಇನರ್ಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್. ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್? argon, neon, krypton, xenon. Again, they are chemically inert, but they are all gases. They are called inert gases. They do not enter into chemical reaction. Why? Munde maatadona. So, you must understand that one, they are referred to as what you call, which one? Inert gases. Like that, there are areas, they are non-metals. Argon, neon, non-metals. Then coming to other things there. ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್? ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಸಲ್ಫರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಫಾಸ್ಫರಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ gaseous state, with exception again as bromine. Bromine is a liquid non-metal. Mercury is a liquid metal. Bromine is a liquid non-metal. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ? ಸೊ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮರ್ಕ್ಯುರಿ ಬರಬೇಕು. ನನಗೆ ಆ ಸೀಸಿಯಮ್ ಇದಿರಲಿ, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಮರ್ಕ್ಯುರಿ is liquid metal, and which one? Bromine is a liquid non-metal. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ? ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they form a family called halogen family. There it comes there, you must know that one. So, all these things now you have understood. Elements and ತಕ್ಷಣ metals and non-metals ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. And then, coming to the other properties, we'll just talk of all the other properties tomorrow. Okay? That is chemical properties of metals and non-metals. I would like to talk tomorrow. Thank you very much.